afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am Jeffgrantmedia. In today's real user review, we're going to be taking a look at the Big Joe military rucksack from the Alaskan Leather Company. Now, as always, right up top, I am not affiliated with the Alaskan Leather Company in any way, shape, or form. They are apparently fans of the channel, saw some of my reviews, asked me if I wanted to take a look at one of their packs. I said yes. What pack would you like me to take a look at? And they had recommended me the Big Joe military rucksack, but they told me to take a look at the catalog, see what I wanted. And honestly, I'm not a huge fan of leather bags, but I do like leather accents. And I just so happened to have just taken a trip, a long extended weekend, and I needed a big bag to fit all of mine, my daughter's, and potentially my wife's stuff into it. So I said, yeah, sure, I can definitely do the Big Joe military rucksack. So that's what they sent me. But all of the opinions expressed in this video are mine and mine alone. I did not share this content with the Alaskan Leather Company prior to publication. They will see this when you do. Now, as I said, I did just use this on a trip. We went to New York City. Well, we stayed in Brooklyn, down by Coney Island. So we did like a long weekend, and I did pack this bag out with mine and my daughter's stuff, all of our clothing for the few days we were gone. And then when I was carrying stuff from the car to the hotel, I actually overstuffed this with a whole lot of extra things. My wife chose to pack her own bag, but I definitely could have fit 3 people's clothing in this pack. But before we get into that, let's do a quick spec rundown. The Big Joe military rucksack comes in at $230 USD. The Alaskan Leather Company offers free worldwide shipping. The bag has dual carry options. You can use either the backpack straps or the single shoulder strap. The bag's construction is made of canvas and leather, and it has roughly a 55-liter capacity. And now with that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and start on our real user review. And as we do here, we're going to start with the negative points. And for this bag, I actually have 2 points, and we're going to start with the biggest one, and that is the shoulder strap / closure of this bag. You can kind of see here, I routed it up to the side. That kind of helps to hold it a little bit. It will still fall out and go to the bottom, which is a big deal because your closure for your bag is the clip that is on the end of the shoulder strap. So if you are using the backpack straps and you have these set for how you want them, and the shoulder strap is only going to be used now to close the bag. And I will show you how to close the bag in a second, but if I wanted to close the bag, I am required to use this clip. And if I drop the shoulder strap, the top of my bag is here. My clip is all the way down here, swinging, actually hitting me in the foot under my table. In addition to that, this shoulder strap is removable. So if I take this off and or lose this, I now can't close my pack. So the shoulder strap being attached to the only closure is a big problem. Now to close this bag, what you do is you take your elongated ring here, and there's essentially 3 grommets on the pack. So you could fold it over, fold it over, fold it over, and then you would go ahead and take your clip and clip. And now the clip holds the bag, the grommets from sliding out over the clip. So now your bag is closed. But if I were to lose this, I now have no way to secure my bag. Now, because it is such a simple closure of a clip, you can use just about anything to close the bag. But because this bag is a bit higher end with leather and canvas and nicer accents, I'm not just gonna wanna grab some random carabiner or some like $1.99 clip to put on this bag. I wanna use the nice aged looking hardware that goes with the bag. Now the solution to that would be like an actual military sea bag, because that is what this bag is actually based on. It is based on a military sea bag. So if this leather strap were to say have a piece sewn right here, so this closure point is attached to the bag at the top where you need it, Then I never have to worry about losing my shoulder strap or looking for where the shoulder strap's dangling, or in other cases too, when I have it attached to the bag. And when I was in the hotel room and had the bag open, I went to move it, I now have this thing swinging and swaying all over the room, and it cracked up against like the bench thing that I had it on. It's like a seat slash luggage rack, and it was cracked on that. So this thing is like swinging around like a mace in the air. Now a regular military sea bag, it would be sewn right about here, so it was attached to the closure. And I just so happen to own a military sea bag, so we're gonna go ahead and just show you what I mean. And as you can see, we have an actual military sea bag right here. This is what I'm talking about. The closure strap is actually attached to the top of the bag, so when you want to close it, it's right there where you need it, and not attached to, say, a strap that dangles all the way at the bottom of the bag. And by the way, there is no front strap on the sea bag. It just has two padded backpack straps that will attach to webbing on either side of the bag. But there you have it, military sea bag with the closure up top, right where you need it, attached to the bag, non-removable, right where you need it to close the pack. So if this nice leather strap were just sewn right above the logo, like a regular military sea bag, I could just completely remove this shoulder strap that I'm honestly not going to use because I'm going to use the backpack straps, and then I don't have to worry about losing the closure, having a mace swinging around when I'm moving the bag around unloaded, or when I'm moving around the hotel room when I get to the destination. So this strap, it's kind of a big deal, and I really highly recommend that they go ahead and do what the military sea bags do and just attach the closure loop right above their logo. It's gonna look clean, it's gonna look nice, and if they want, which they recommend that you actually route it through the side of the bag, the shoulder strap, so it's not coming across the front pocket, they could easily just attach this to the side of the bag, and then I can even maybe make it non-removable, have it sewn to the top of the bag, and then I don't have to worry about losing it or having a mace dangling around. Moving on to the next negative, and that is going to be these grommets that you can see right here. Now, if you've been following along on my channel for a while, you know I don't like grommets on bags. I don't like them pretty much at all. The only pack that I own that I have grommets on that I like it on is my Rucker 3.0, because if I'm working out with that bag and I am in the water, because if you're familiar with GoRuck, if you're not, go ahead, check out some of these videos right here. You want drainage in your bag, but as a travel pack, I don't want drainage. I do not have any intentions of getting water inside this pack, so I don't need the drainage at the bottom. All this is doing now is creating a hole, 4 holes actually, in the bottom of my bag. So I would like to remove the grommets completely from this bag, have a solid leather bottom, so I don't have anything that could possibly offer an opening for water or any other debris to come inside my pack. And that's it. I have those 2 negatives of the bag, and the strap being the closure and the shoulder strap all in one thing, it's kind of a big deal. I really think that this needs to be a different system where the closure loop is attached to the bag and the shoulder strap. If they want to continue having it removable, just add an extra grommet or an extra loop on the side of the bag, and then you can choose to use the shoulder strap, the single shoulder strap if you want, or use the backpack straps. The grommets, honestly, I'll go ahead and say it's probably more of a personal preference for me. I just don't like grommets on bags. I see them on bags and I just cringe because they're generally unnecessary on most of the packs you see them on. But this is kind of a big deal. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to a couple of points of note. And one of those is right here with the shoulder straps. As you can see, it is just a leather strap. It's actually 2 pieces of leather sewn together. So there is no padding in this bag. There is no padding in the straps, but they were comfortable enough for me. I didn't walk overly far. I went from the car to the hotel. I did have this bag pretty stuffed, but I didn't feel fatigued at all. It was still comfortable to wear. I had it on over I believe I had a t-shirt and a button-down shirt on, and I had the pack on. And like I said, I had mine and my daughter's stuff all packed in here, and then when I was bringing everything else into the hotel, and I'm a guy, I gotta do everything in one trip. So instead of taking 2 trips, which would have been the smart thing to do, I just overloaded myself and I crammed as much as I could into this bag, and I actually fit quite a bit inside the bag, and the straps still felt fine on me. So I wasn't carrying a super heavy load, but I was carrying quite a big bulky load, and the bag felt fine. But the point to note is that the straps, there's absolutely no padding in them. It is just 2 pieces of leather sewn together. Next, we're going to talk about this leather pocket here, where there's basically no volume to this pocket here. There's no independent volume. So whatever you put in here, the liner pockets will probably bulge outward a little bit, but the bigger pocket here, it has no volume. So it's going to kind of mostly stretch and push to the inside of the bag. Now, it's not a big deal, but if you were really going to be packing this bag up, please be cognizant of the fact that you don't have a lot of space, a lot of leeway here. The leather itself will probably stretch a little bit, but the bulk of what you put in here is gonna press to the inside of the pack. And lastly, I was saying, if for some reason you do lose your shoulder strap, I did have a carabiner in my pocket, which now I cannot find. You can use any clip to close this bag. It does not have to be the included clip. You can put a carabiner in here. You can stick anything in here. You can tie a piece of paracord in here if you came down to that. You can get some cordage and just kind of make a knot in here so it's not gonna pull straight through. You can really kind of just use whatever you have at hand. It's a very simple closure system. So if you were to lose the actual clip for the bag, you can just kind of make do and get the bag to still close completely for you and not lose all of your stuff inside. And there you have it. Our negatives and our points of note are out of the way, so let's go ahead and start with the positives. And as I already said, this bag can fit a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff, about 55 liters worth of stuff. Now here's a quick loadout of what I actually packed in here. This doesn't include everything that I had stuffed in here to carry from the car into the hotel room. And one other thing that is not pictured because the bag is so big I forgot it in there, I actually had my flip-flops inside a bag inside the bag. So inside the Big Joe, there was a stuff sack with my flip-flops that was actually still inside in this photograph that you can't see. So I have 2 big packing cubes that are all of my clothes, all of my daughter's clothes, my DOP kit, which yes, it is old and it is big and it is bulky, but I just have all my stuff in it, so I just grab it and go. Because with a big bag like this, I don't have to worry about the size of my DOP kit because 55 liters is a lot of space. And the next positive is I didn't really actually need it, but I definitely could have used it if I was going for more than a long weekend. But these lashing straps on the side would definitely come in handy to help to carry a little bit more stuff or any larger, bulkier items. So if we were staying for like a full week or like 7 to 9 days someplace and I took this pack, I have the option to use these leather straps. And the leather itself, all of the leather actually, it feels good and nice to the hands. I wouldn't say it's incredibly top quality leather, but it's definitely, I've had some crappy leather jackets and some cheaply made leather products, and this is not that. This is definitely a decent grade product. The leather feels good, it's supple. I like the way it feels. I don't feel like it's going to be annoying or feel bad on the hand if I'm grabbing it and handling it quite a bit. And another positive that something I don't think American Leather Company thought of when they made this bag is that it could take a beating from a toddler. I had this bag sitting on the bed and we had 2 twin beds next to each other with a gap of about 1.5 to 2 feet, and my daughter was jumping from bed to bed and jumping on the beds. In this bag, it was on the bed and she was landing on it and kicking on it and jumping on it. And it's fine. It took a beating from a toddler and the bag held up. It lasted pretty good. So I think cramming this in and out of a tiny car, loading it up to past its capacity, and having a toddler jumping on it is a pretty good testament to how well the bag handles. Now, fit, feel, finish of the pack. Okay, so like I said, I did have this loaded up a lot. and it felt fine on my back. I didn't carry it for an extended distance, but it still felt pretty good on my back. The shoulder straps did not dig in at all. They conformed to my body. They felt fine. Even having no padding in them, I was still fine. All of the leather, it feels nice and supple. I really liked the feel of the leather accents because, again, I am not a leather bag kind of guy, but having like the leather accents of the bag where my bottom's leather and my straps are leather, but I have the bulk of my bag is still canvas, I like that a lot. I like that it was it's a blend, so it wasn't a straight up leather pack. So I like the leather on the bag. The grab handle is it's thicker. It's a little bit thicker bit of leather, and that was comfortable enough grabbing it. This was kind of, I grabbed this, thrown it in and out of the car, and it felt completely fine. Access to the bag, it is essentially a top-loading duffel bag. That's what a sea bag is. That's what this is modeled after. So the access, I mean, it's good. You can see into the bag. I mean, you can see it's a little dark because the lights aren't there, but you know, I can still see pretty much all the way inside this pack. And I used the 2 big packing cubes for all of our clothes, so it was easy enough to grab stuff in and out. If I wanted to fit a lot more stuff, I probably would have used smaller packing cubes, and I didn't really compress those cubes at all because we were only going for a long weekend. So I definitely could have fit a lot more than what was pictured in my loadout, but it did easily fit in here and I had quick and easy access to it. But overall, final summation, what do I think of the bag? Do I recommend it to you? You know, I like the pack, the strap. I don't like this strap system at all. I don't mind the shoulder strap, the single shoulder strap, but I do not like at all how it's not attached to the bag. $230 price point. Now, the company's called the Alaskan Leather Company. They have a phone number that has an area code based out of Pennsylvania, which ironically, prior to cell phone usage, was my area code for my old childhood home. No longer is. Cell phones, blah, blah, blah. But the bag is made and shipped from Pakistan, and while the leather is nice, it feels supple to the hand, I do not think $230 is a solid price point for this bag. The canvas feels okay. Maybe if it was like a waxed canvas, there'd be a little bit more quality, a little more attention to detail to the waxed canvas. I think that this is probably $125 to $150 bag. So, I mean, it worked really, really well for me. It felt good. The way it functioned was all great, but the components, the materials, I do not think that this is a $230 bag. I would definitely say if you found one of these used for like $100, $150, yeah, you might want to give it a shot. But for $230, I would definitely say maybe hold out for a sale or try to find one used. The bag, I like the bag. It was a good experience using the bag. It worked pretty good. The bag worked great. The only thing that I didn't like about how it functioned, again, is the strap. I can't get over it. I gotta keep talking about it, is this strap. It's like a weapon. It's like a mace flying around. But I don't think the components of the bag make up a $230 price point. So I think the price point is way too high for this bag. So if you could find one used at a reasonable price, I'd say definitely go ahead, pull the trigger. It's a good bag. I'm liking it. I plan on using this again we're planning a bunch of short, long weekends, so like shorter trips, like longer weekends, like 3-4 day weekends. So I'm probably going to be putting this to a lot more use in the future now that the weather is warm. But would I buy this with my own money for $230? No, I would not. I would buy this with my own money for around $125, maybe $150. So there you have it. It's a good bag, functions really well, minus the shoulder strap enclosure system. Price point, definitely too high. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.